Hey there guys, welcome back to Trilager Gaming. I am Ballmonk4, and today we start a brand new journey. Master Duel hype has been, well, intense, and I jumped into the game the first day. I wanted to grind through the solos, get a lot of gems, and build a deck. I did, Drytron. Unfortunately, all my footage for those was really ruined. I only have a few snippets of pack openings left, and I may include those at the end. I'm not 100% sure, but honestly guys, I may speed that up, throw some music on it, and boom, you have some pack intros, a pack opening at the end. But that's all the footage I have left. A lot of it was damaged. So what I was thinking about is tearing apart my Drytron deck, my decks I built so far, and turning them into crafting material. Although I think I may keep certain ultra rares and super high-end staples that I pulled. But other than that, I think for the most part, most of them will be dissected. But we'll wait and see for there. Now guys, moving on from there, I mean, honestly, Master Duel hype was intense. Like I said, I jumped into the game, I played, I lost footage, and I stopped and thought back to myself, well, that ruined my plans for the series I had planned because I had all this footage for the first episode and it was completely gone. So I decided to do something slightly different. I decided to go Master Duel Journey. This journey, well, we're going to take it together because you're going to decide what decks I build. There's going to be multiple seasons. Each deck gets a season. Obviously, this does not count in-game seasons because I don't know how long a competitive or event seasons will last. And I don't want to feel like, oh, we didn't build your deck just because this season happened to be shorter because of a technical issue or because of an event or something. So I didn't want to cut anything short like that. So I just decided however long it takes us to build. Now, I feel like Season 1 will be the shortest because, as I said, there's an influx of gems I have. I think I only have like 1,000 something. But I have a lot of crafting material from the decks I took apart for the most part. And there's obviously rules, which we'll get to in a second. So the first deck might be, honestly, one of the quickest decks we will build in this series. So, honestly, top like comment this episode will decide what deck we will be building for the first season. But there are some rules, and we'll get to those rules right now. So guys, Yugioh Master Duel Journey. Each season will feature one deck we must build. Again, as I noted before, a season is just however long it takes for us to build a deck, not an in-game season or an event or something. Next rule, we can use gems or crafting material to get cards. Note, we cannot buy gems. I thought that because I'm going to be streaming this, the only way I can use any currency to get gems would be through donos or tips. So any donos or tips received while streaming, must mention this series, so Master Duel Journey, will be used in the series because I will be returning to streaming pretty soon, guys, and I will be streaming a lot of Master Duel, a bunch of other games as well. We cannot dismantle any cards used in previous deck lists. I have another Master Duel series in mind. We will need those old deck lists. All right. Next, we cannot dismantle any cards above basic finish. Glossy, or what was it called? Titanium, Platinum, something like that, and Royal. I know I've heard some people call it Glossy. I've heard people call it Titanium or something like that. And then Royal is obviously the highest one. We cannot dismantle anything above basic finish. I just thought that would leave us with a restriction. So when we're like, oh man, look at that, that's a bad card. But if we get in Royal, unfortunately, we have to use it. Or not use it, but have to keep it. All solo offline modes will be done off stream and recording. Now, I might occasionally throw some solo on a stream, but never in a recording or never in an episode. Because the solos, I feel like I want to be able to grind and actually still be able to play the game without recording for an episode. Moving on from there, once we are done using any of the gems or crafting material for that episode, we will do 3 duels against online opponents. So each episode will feature whatever deck we have built and whatever cards we have in our collection will be thrown in there and duel 3 opponents. I thought 3 would be nice, keep it kind of quick. I might add or change that later depending on how quick games become. I feel like 3 duels is a good way to keep an episode lengthy but not too lengthy. Moving on from there, once a deck is completed, that final episode will feature 5 duels instead of 3. So the final episode, because we'll probably be like, oh, the deck is built, let's go in. I thought 5 duels to see just how many we can win. Now, the top like comment of the final episode of each season will decide the next deck we craft. Exception would be this episode. This very first episode, or maybe episode 0, I might call it episode 0. the top comment of this episode does get to decide the deck we start out with for Season 1. The talk like comment each episode, though, gets to decide a challenge we have to accomplish in the next episode or face a punishment. Please, let's try to keep the punishments realistic, YouTube friendly, but as well as let's keep the challenges realistic. Patreon members each episode will choose which cards we craft. So, crafting mirror count will obviously be updated on Patreon prior to filming, and if no Patreon members answer, I will control craft. Patreon members also get 24 early access to this and all other series on the channel, and plus a bunch of other rewards I already have on Patreon, which I am updating those. I'll leave them up for a second, and okay, and we're back, guys. So, honestly, guys, I'm super excited about this, and I'm super excited about this series. Now, when it comes down to it, guys, I feel like Master Duel was something I was really ready to go and jump straight in, and when I lost the recording, I actually stopped because I did a bunch of offline duels and a bunch of pack openings, and I thought it was going to be this big, massive, mega episode of just pack openings and opening up gyms and building this first deck, and you know, it turned out I lost most of it. I have a few pack opening things, which, you know what, guys? You know, I will show you that right now. Okay, guys, and hopefully you enjoyed the pack opening. Hopefully you enjoyed the music I have yet to pick, because obviously that will be added in editing. But guys, honestly, when it comes down to it, I'm excited. Losing all that footage really made me double check stuff. Some of the stuff I pulled out in packs, I didn't have these full rules yet, so some of the cards may be missing, but I promise you this much. Besides anything that is platinum / glossy, whatever you call it, as well as any of the cards that are that amazing royal rarity. I mean, it's beautiful. Those will be kept as well. But honestly, guys, some things have been decrafted, and I really do think the first deck list for Season 1 will be probably the quickest, because I have all these crafting materials that I was already planning to kind of, well, use in essence, or had used, but we'll have a bunch of cards dismantle because I did a giant pack opening that even some of the packs you haven't seen. But honestly, guys, hopefully this first season is not too quick, but depending on the deck that's chosen, it might be. Remember, guys, top like comment of this episode does get to decide the deck we build for Season 1. This is Episode 0. Well, I guess this will be thrown in Season 1 either way. But guys, when it comes down to it, this series is I want to build decks. I want to explore the game. I'm a returning player. I don't have experience with a lot of decks, especially decks coming back into the format. You know, I left right when Exceeds entered the game. You know, they were just out in Japan, but when they entered the American game, the TCG, that's when I left. That's when I, left Yugioh. And I only came back very recently. you know. I think 2019, early 2020 is when I first wanted to get back into the game. And then COVID hit and I was like, oh man, what do I do? And then I found the online community, and obviously, well, rest is kind of what I've been uploading on YouTube, as well as the stuff I do on the side with the game. But there's a lot of decks I haven't experienced. So if there's a deck you think I should build or learn, or just want to see me try to play horribly at, you know, definitely pick that, because I'm open to almost any deck, guys. Honestly, I'm excited to learn any deck, any strategy, because I feel like every deck, no matter how bad or how irrelevant, could still be a fun experience. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about for me. Yeah, I have a competitive spark and I plan to get back to that. But I need to understand the core fundamentals of the history and the things that have changed in this game. And I think Master Duel is a great way to experience that, especially seeing some of these sets in the TCG. Some cards haven't been reprinted, cards are expensive and hard to get. Master Duel is a little bit more accessible. But guys, besides that, Master Duel, if you have suggestions about a deck list or cards I should use or changes to a deck, I will have, well, you can always post in the comments, but I will have a Master Duel section in my Discord that will be updated in the coming days, probably after this has gone live, where I will have a whole section. If you want to join my Discord, links down below, and I promise you guys I'll get that whole section about Master Duel up as quick as possible so we can really focus on building it. Not to mention the followers. I haven't really posted anything about follower count. I do plan to have some sort of bonus associated with the follower count on Master Duel, because obviously you can follow people on there, and as we reach certain, well, milestones, there'll be certain rewards, but we'll get to that later. But guys, hope you enjoyed the introduction to the series, hopefully enjoyed the pack opening, the music selected, and hopefully top like comments deck list is something pretty fun. But until next time, guys, tag out.